Hey, what's up? Corey from faucetdrop here, back with another Thursday video. One thing that really bugs me is whenever people complain about the movies in Hollywood. A lot of people that I hear talk about their biggest gripe is all the remakes and all the reboots and all the sequels, and it seems like Hollywood is out of ideas creatively, and Disney seems to be taking the reins on that. They've got multiple movies coming out this year, whether it's The Lion King, Aladdin, it's Dumbo, another Toy Story. It just keeps going on. Everyone seems to be jumping on this intellectual property train where you take a pre-existing franchise and you know that there's already an audience, so what you do is just make a sequel or make a reboot. That way you're kind of guaranteed to have those people flood in. Case in point, and they did a really good job, is the entire Avengers lineup. Everything from the first Iron Man movie all the way up to the latest Spider-Man movie. Those movies were made already knowing that there's a fan base for them. But already they're talking about rebooting franchises like The Night at the Museum, which was, everybody's been asking for a reboot of that, I guess. Home Alone, but they're going to make it more modernized, so the film should be pretty short, since the new kid would wake up and just text the parents, hey, you forgot to pick me up. And I know my good buddy Sam has really been digging the Cheaper by the Dozen reboot that's going to be coming out. Sometimes some of the straight to DVD movies, they are really bad, but sometimes they're really good. They may not have the money that some of the bigger companies have to advertise, so you know that they're coming out, but if you really look into the independent film industry, there are amazing original ideas that are coming out all the time. And when I tell people about movies that I've seen recently, they look at me completely dumbfounded, as if they've never even heard of the film. So I'm thinking maybe part of the problem is people don't know, so they don't go out and check it out. So I'm asking everyone, please consider our list of independent films that have come out recently that we all are big fans of. If something sounds pretty good to you, you think you might want to check it out, be sure to go down in the description. There will be a link for the trailer. One film that I recommend everybody go out and see is The Way Back. It's a really good comedy slash drama about a kid who gets a job at a water park, and throughout this summer that he's working at this water park, he actually makes a lot of really cool friends. And I really like Sam Rockwell as an actor in all of his serious roles, but this, he's a complete comedic genius, and it's really good. And on the flip side of that, Steve Carell, who's known for his comedy, is actually playing the more serious, almost a-hole stepfather role in this film. I really like the casting decisions on that. It sounds kind of off at first, but it really works, and trust me, it's a great film. Check it out, The Way Back. Then there's The Art of Self-Defense. Jesse Eisenberg plays a guy who's pretty much scared of everything around. He's scared of people, scared of dogs, loud noises, everything. So he decides the best way to overcome his fear is by learning karate. It is a kind of a quirky comedy, but if you're into Jesse Eisenberg, his style, as you know from Zombieland, you'll love this. It's right up that alley. But I know some of you guys are really big into horror films, and there's a really crazy horror thriller that's out. It's called The Headhunter. The Headhunter is about basically a Viking who's hunting trolls, and it is crazy looking, scary. The visuals are just really cool. It looks like there's very few actors, maybe total like 3 to 4 actors, and it's heavily set in the woods and in a small cabin. It's really brutal, really scary, and just kind of, it's really unique. So if you like Vikings and you like horror, boom, they're both together. And go check out The Headhunter. And for all you metalheads out there who may remember a band in the early 90s called Mayhem from Norway, they were a Norwegian black metal band, and they had some issues. Everything from burning churches to manslaughter to suicide. It's all crazy, their story. But this film, Lords of Chaos, they say from the very beginning that the film is based on truth, lies, and what actually happened. So you kind of have to understand that they took actual events and they tried to sum it up into what you could fit in an hour-and-a-half story, but still stay fairly true to what happened. And last but not least on the list is the Peanut Butter Falcon. Now, I didn't know a whole lot going into Peanut Butter Falcon. I knew it had something to do with pro wrestling, and it was starring Shia LaBeouf. But the story is actually about a guy named Zach who has Down syndrome, and he's 22 years old, and in the small town that they're in North Carolina, there isn't really a home to place him in. so they put him into the local nursing home. So his roommate's an elderly guy, and Zach dreams to be a professional wrestler. His favorite wrestler in the entire world, and it's the Saltwater Redneck. And it really feels a lot like old school NWA wrestling. I think there's even Barry Windham and Ric Flair playing on the TV, if I'm not mistaken on that. After meeting up with Shia LaBeouf's character Tyler, they kind of make a pact, and Tyler agrees to take him all the way to the wrestling school. And along the way, of course, they bond, go through crazy adventures. It's a really good movie. There's a lot of heart, a lot of soul, a lot of comedy. And plus, it's Mick Foley, Jake the Snake Roberts, the Saltwater Redneck. I mean, come on, man. But take a second, check out what's going on in the independent film industry and really see what's out there. I mean, there's comedies, there's action, drama, romance, sci-fi, horror, there's everything out there. Just don't pass up independent films because they have a lower budget. A lot of times those films that you see on the Sci-Fi Channel like Sharknado, that seems to be what people assume independent films are. But independent films can really surprise you on super small budgets. They can become cult classics instantly. And it's almost shocking today because if you ask someone about Napoleon Dynamite, chances are they've seen the movie, they love the movie, or they've at least heard of the movie. But when the movie came out, no one knew about this thing. And it was a small little jewel that if you knew about the independent films, you knew to go and watch it. Then please consider checking out some of these independent films. Again, there's going to be links in the description below for all 5 of these films. So as we spread the word and help these films grow in popularity, we want to ask you guys to please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, and comment down below. And that's how you help us grow as a channel. And as we grow, we want to invite you guys to come and grow along with us.